Wembley welcomes England for the final time before this summer's World Cup, hoping for a suitable send-off as they take on fellow finalists Japan, with the stateside kick-off just 2.5 months away. Friday's draw with Uruguay felt flat and experimental. Tonight's team rather more recognisable. Japan arrive in London after a weekend win over Scotland in Glasgow, and with a fine record against European opposition in recent years that includes wins over both Spain and Germany at the last World Cup in Qatar in 22. Worn at the World Cup. And on the whistle of Nicholas Walsh, away we go. The second match in the send-off series for England. They've got 2 more warm-up games ahead of the kick-off in the World Cup, having scored both of the goals in the EFL Cup final here against Arsenal recently. Collected by Sano for Japan. Opportunity for them to venture forward for the first time, and it'll break away, and Nakamura sends it into the penalty area, trying to find Ueda. Now Japan, a very well-organised side. They've had some excellent results against major footballing nations over the past few years. And O'Reilly there to try to retrieve the ball, but he lost out there to Watanabe. And it's collected and sent forward by Junya Ito into the penalty area with Mitoma. And Gay's pass back barely had enough on it to find Jordan Pickford, and Mark Gay heads the ball out. Little acknowledgement there from England's captain for the night. Anthony Gordon, a searing burst of pace, trying to get the ball in past Watanabe. Into Mainu, and Palmer in space. Support both left and right. Looks for Rodgers. Ball just gone out of play. Dangerously floated in. Rodgers challenging for it, tries to get the shot away. It strikes O'Reilly. Challenge on Doan by Konsa. Referee well positioned to see the challenge. No foul. Here's Rodgers. Ben White on the outside. Good running, excellent play. What's the delivery like? Well, not good enough to find Phil Foden in the middle, but promising approach there from England. And Japan's defence put under real pressure there. England's goal against Uruguay on Friday. Palmer's delivery, the header from Mark Gay, blasted in as well. Not once, but twice, 3 times. 2 of those shots from Mark Gay. Kobe Mainu now. Not enough height on that one. Comfortably headed away initially. Nothing on target from either side so far. Anthony Gordon's going to have a little run here. Decent ball in, met by Anderson, sends it in. The layoff from Rodgers, picks out Palmer, and the pass just gets away from Gordon. Phil Foden waiting to pounce as well. Palmer's pass almost open to Anderson. Palmer loses possession. Kaoru Mitoma has it. He's away from Kobe Mainu. The pass is a good one too. This is Keito Nakamura. Nakamura across! And Kaoru Mitoma scores for Japan. A superb breakaway goal. The passing was precise. A move of pace and precision, and a very fine finish from Mitoma. Cole Palmer losing possession midway inside Japan's half. Here's Mitoma involved in the early build-up. Excellent ball away to Nakamura, and look at him just holding back. Right position, well-placed pass, and beyond the despairing dive of Jordan Pickford, a minor deflection on its way towards the goal, but that's Mitoma's goal. And it all came from the loss of possession in the other half of the field as the players head for a cooling break, part of the procedure we will get used to seeing during the World Cup finals in the summer. And suddenly much to discuss there for England's head coach Thomas Tuchel. Well, Japan started very positively in the opening minutes of the game. Hints of danger, attack-wise. And then there, Mitoma it was, who initially won the ball back, was heavily involved in the build-up, great awareness, beautifully weighted pass into Keita Nakamura, and then just almost took it in his Greece. O'Reilly, will England be stung into life? Tough going so far, as Anderson sent it away to Morgan Rogers. Kamada's there, wing it back, Foden into Palmer, picking out Gordon. Plenty back here for Japan. No way through at the moment for Cole Palmer. Anthony Gordon with his free kick. Pretty straightforward for Suzuki. To the far side. It's Kamada. Nakamura. Doesn't quite fall for Ueda. Switch brings Junya Ito into the game. Watanabe keeps it alive, and the shot is a little bit high and wild from Kaishu Sano. Here's Anthony Gordon, who takes it brilliantly here. Back out to Mainu. Gordon collects, back out with Elliot Anderson. That's the best we've seen from England by a long way in the opening half an hour or so. Lovely curling, dipping effort. Here's Anthony Gordon, excellent running by Nico O'Reilly, super play from O'Reilly, and Foden just didn't have the height there to really challenge Kamada. As Mitoma looks to break away, Anderson's in his way and breaks it up brilliantly. Sloppy and picked up here by Sano. Sano sending it forward, and it's off the bar. Shot from Ayase Ueda. Japan causing England real problems here. England were looking for offside. It was going to be a close call. Ayase Ueda, who's been in excellent form for his last international goal, by the way, was the winner against Brazil in October. Ito's delivery. Header away, Doan. It didn't fall quickly enough for. Remember, we had that cooling break in this opening half as well. We'll have one during the second half, free kick. Whipped in by Palmer. Much to discuss at half-time in the England dressing room. It's Japan who will get us underway at the start of the second half. Junya Ito. At various points during the game. Here goes Ben White once more, linking with Rodgers. Bit of play on the... And England will settle for the corner. By Ito once more, collected by Ueda. Waits for support to arrive on the near flank, and it does with Nakamura. Mitoma happy to leave it. Daichi Kamada. Sweeping pass to Ritsu Doan, who tries to whip it in at the near post. And Ayase Ueda says, well, why didn't you play it to me in the middle? Anthony Gordon, nicely done, away from Kamada. Chase here for White. Good defending Nakamura, the boot of Sano. Ito. Doan, lovely play. Mainu beaten to it, England a little bit stretched here. And it was slightly too high for Ayase Ueda. Excellent play from Japan once more, this time down the far side, causing major problems for England's defence. Ball sent forward off the boot of Hiroki Ito. Nakamura, he's in behind Ben White here. And a big block there made by England's captain for the night, Mark Gay, with the... 10 of England's last 18 goals have come from set plays. 15 matches for England since they were beaten in the Euro final by Spain in 2024, before tonight. Palmer's delivery and the header wide from Ezri Konsa. Looking to add to the one international goal that he's got so far, Ezri Konsa. Rodgers collecting and surging, and it's comfortable for Suzuki. Anderson looking for Bowen and finding him. Opened up a little bit here for England perhaps, and Bowen just turned into trouble and was easily dispossessed. The clearance from Nakamura, not great. Anderson, and down goes Rodgers. England free kick. Taniguchi holds his arms out and looks in vain at the assistant on the near side. Morgan Rodgers for England. He did try the same thing and it didn't quite come off. You could see what was in his mind there. The 17th, which comes 3 days after Japan's World Cup opener in the same stadium. They're playing the Netherlands. England on the attack here now with Morgan Rodgers. In from Lewis Hall, into the near post, and Suzuki gets his mitts on it. Japan, that's from almost 2/3 of the play. There's a greater directness and sharpness and variety of attacking options from Japan, and Nakamura tries to tee it up and he isn't far wide. More encouraging play for coach Moriyasu to enjoy. And this time it was Keito Nakamura of Stade de Reims, who backed himself here, having turned away from Livramento. Couldn't the end of that. Rashford rolling it forward, collected by Lewis Hall, trying to get away from Watanabe. It's just a little too high for Morgan Rogers, scooped away by Kamada. Bit better from England. Livramento looking for Jared Bowen. Decent ball in. Again tidied up by Japan's defence and given away as Anderson surges into the box. Here's Solanke. Livramento. And England will have to settle for a corner. That deflection coming off Suzuki. Anderson into the penalty area, going over the challenge which came in from Shogo. And it comes from Jared Bowen. Suzuki under real pressure there in the 6-yard box. Bowen trying to tee it up. Anderson's delivery to the far post. Solanke back down. Rashford with the shot. Bowen on the turn. Stays at 1-0. Little burst of goal-mouth excitement there from England, and Solanke's little knockdown. Rashford's shot flipped back up off the goalkeeper, who didn't get hold of it at all. Bowen did what he could, but behind for a goal kick. Machino and Rogers. A lot of huffing and puffing from England in this match, a lot of wrestling at the moment as well, and Maguire tries to get on the end of it, and he has, and it's headed away off the line by Sugawara. Sent back in by Anderson. Bowen trying to get up beyond the far post, behind for a corner. Maguire making his presence felt. Quite the tussle to try and get to the ball, but get to it he did, and Sugawara with the header away. Sugawara, who's currently on loan at Werder Bremen from Southampton. Header away, and Maguire loitering. Garner's delivery. Interesting that Maguire has posed quite an attacking threat in the short space of time he's been on the pitch. Here's Solanke trying to force the issue. Up against Ayumu Seko, who stand 1-0 up. They were 1-0 winners in Glasgow on Saturday against Scotland. Can they make it a rare double here? And Maguire does get his head on it. Lewis Hall sends it in and brings the save from Suzuki. It was well struck. Suzuki able to get down and turn it past the post. A good shot from Lewis. Watanabe trying to get to grips with Maguire, the header just over the top of the bar from Rogers. Very close to an equalizer, a minute from the end of the 90. Dan Burn got the header in. It ricocheted back off Rashford. And over the top off the boot of Rogers. And it is rather looking as though England are going to draw a blank here in their final match at home before the World Cup finals in the United States, and that is exactly the scenario. And it's a landmark day for Japanese football, for Hajime Moriyasu and his team. Kaoru Mitoma's goal is the only goal of the match, and it means that Japan, for the very first time, have beaten England And Mitoma, who plays his football here for Brighton and Hove Albion in the Premier League, is the man who scored the goal. Japan win their 5th match in a row and add England to